Due to a military error, zombies seize an entire country and create the most powerful army in the world to exterminate humanity. A military convoy is transporting a classified cargo from Area 51. During the journey, two soldiers try to solve a riddle hidden inside a container, but they fail to notice an approaching car with newlyweds heading straight towards them. As a result of the collision, the container door opens. The surviving soldiers report the incident to their superiors and receive orders to evacuate the scene immediately.
Get your men out of there, horsemen. If they can't move, leave them. Do you understand? Get away from that location now. Do you copy?
However, it is already too late. Something endowed with supernatural power breaks out and hunts down the military personnel. Bullets do not harm the creature, and it effortlessly takes the lives of its opponents, infecting them with an unknown virus. Soon, the soldiers turn into zombies and join their leader as they move towards Las Vegas. Some time passes, and the once thriving Las Vegas is filled with an army of walking dead. The military is unable to cope with the situation and suffers significant losses. As a result, the government decides to encircle Las Vegas with a massive wall to prevent further spread of the virus. In just a few days, a nuclear bomb is planned to be dropped on the infected city to eradicate the threat completely. Former mercenary Scott Ward receives a tempting offer from the owner of a casino named Tanaka. He wants Scott to go beyond the wall and steal $200 million from the vault of his gambling establishment. Scott has only 92 hours to accomplish this task, as the military prepares to wipe Las Vegas off the face of the earth. In exchange for his involvement, the businessman is willing to generously reward Scott and any volunteers who join him. Meanwhile, Kate, Scott's daughter, works as a volunteer in a nearby quarantine camp near Vegas. The people here are subjected to strict isolation, and the only way to leave the camp is by bribing the guards. Gita, Kate's best friend, makes a desperate decision to breach the enclosure and hack into a slot machine to buy freedom for herself and her children. Kate disapproves of her friend's risky idea and tries to dissuade her because of the danger.
Gita, people that go in there, they don't always come back.
Their argument is interrupted by an arrogant guard named Cummings, who mockingly checks the girls for signs of infection. He suspects them of conspiracy and asks provocative questions, but Kate keeps her friend's plan a secret. After bidding farewell to Gita, Kate immerses herself in painful memories of the past. Her mother also turned into a zombie, and Scott had to make the difficult decision to eliminate her in front of their sobbing daughter. Scott wakes up from nightmares. Despite his dislike for Tanaka, he realizes that he desperately needs the money, so he reluctantly agrees to the businessman's offer. He decides to assemble a team by recruiting his former teammates: Maria Cruz, Vander Ohe, helicopter pilot Marianne Peters, expert safecracker Ludwig Dieter, and skilled sniper Mikey Guzman. The latter brings along his assistant named Chambers. The entire team gathers in a hangar, where Tanaka presents them with a model of the casino and explains the mission. Scott, in turn, provides instructions on how to deal with the zombies.
When it comes to killing them, it's all about the brain. If one comes at you, shoot it in the brain. It's that simple.
Tanaka provides the team with a detailed explanation of the action plan and assigns responsibilities among everyone present. They have only 32 hours left to complete the incredibly dangerous mission. During this short period of time, they will have to fight countless zombies, infiltrate the casino while overcoming cunning traps. Ultimately, they must crack the safe and make a discreet escape on an abandoned helicopter, taking the stolen money with them. Martin also joins the team, tasked with monitoring their work on behalf of the client. Scott comes to Kate's camp and asks her to help him get behind the wall. Due to the tragic loss of her mother, Kate's relationship with her father has significantly deteriorated, and she views his proposal with skepticism. However, Scott mentions the $15 million reward that could help refugee families start a new life. In the end, Kate agrees, and the next day she introduces the team to Lily, who will help them safely reach the casino. Later, Kate enters Gita's tent and is horrified to learn from her children that their mother has disappeared without a trace. Kate angrily confronts Lily, who led Gita beyond the wall and returned to the camp without waiting for her to come back. Determined to find her missing friend, Kate decides to join the team of mercenaries. Scott reluctantly agrees to take her on the mission on the condition that she always stays within sight. For reasons unknown, Lily also hires the guard Cummings, insisting that they need one more person. Armed and ready, the group passes through the wall, where they are met with a grim view of destruction and lifeless bodies. Almost immediately, they encounter their first obstacle, Valentine, the zombie tiger guarding the entrance to the city. Lily comes up with a plan and deceitfully takes Cummings' weapon. The girl explains to the shock team that zombies are divided into two types: regular zombies and more intelligent ones known as alphas. Cummings is needed as a bargaining chip to ensure safe passage through the city guarded by the alphas. This is Lily's way of punishing him for his constant harassment of the camp's volunteers and refugees. Suddenly, the girl hears the approach of zombies and orders the group to quickly hide. Meanwhile, Cummings continues to scream in pain and horror, but no one responds to his pleas for help. The alpha female known as the Bride carefully inspects her victim and takes him away as an offering. She drags Cummings into the Olympus casino, filled with hungry zombies. In this gloomy building, the leader of the Walking Dead, Zeus, makes his appearance. He listens to the Bride's abdomen and triumphantly raises his hand. Then the leader sinks his teeth into Cummings' neck and throws him to be torn apart by the others. Lily decides to lead the team further through one of the buildings to avoid detection. There, they encounter regular zombies who are temporarily dormant. Scott takes the lead and paves the way for the others using glow sticks. Chambers begins to suspect Martin of hidden motives and lets him go ahead, deciding to follow at the back of the group. While passing through a corridor of zombies, she accidentally brushes against one of them, causing it to wake up. Reacting quickly, she kills it by stabbing its skull with a knife. However, due to fear and carelessness, she awakens the rest of the sleeping zombies, and they start attacking her one after another. In desperation, she grabs a flamethrower and starts burning the attackers, but there are too many of them. Intentionally, Martin locks her in a room with the zombies, leaving no chance of escape. The Walking Dead break free and attack Chambers, ruthlessly sinking their teeth into her neck. All of this unfolds before the eyes of her friend, Guzman, who is forced to make a difficult decision. After that, the team continues on their path, and Kate anxiously turns to Lily. She wants to know if there's any possibility of Gita surviving in this madness. Lily replies that her friend may have managed to escape from Olympus and avoid infection. The team reaches the casino, where Scott assigns tasks to each member, and they split up. Peters goes to the rooftop to prepare the decaying helicopter for takeoff. Meanwhile, Lily and Martin go outside to barricade the entrance. Scott and Kate connect the power supply to the building, and an open conversation ensues between them. Kate explains to her father that she doesn't condemn his actions but doesn't understand why he chose to disappear from her life. Scott admits to his daughter that he saw his departed wife in her and couldn't cope with the pain. He asks Kate for forgiveness, but she is not yet able to let go of her resentment. Meanwhile, the locksmith Dieter, along with 2 snipers, approaches the vault. Upon entering, they discover 3 skeletons dressed exactly like members of their own team. Vanderhoof contemplates the idea that they are all trapped in an endless time loop of violence. Meanwhile, Tanaka embodies a godlike entity that controls them like pawns. The sniper's theory elicits laughter from his teammates, after which they proceed with the vault heist. Lily and Martin lure the bride and her guard out into the open and brutally eliminate them. The sounds of the struggle reach Zeus, who at that moment intended to infect the frightened Gita. Martin immediately beheads the alpha female, taking her head as an artifact.
In the right hands, this is the power to make more of them. Power to control your own zombie army. That's the ultimate WMD.
After this, Martin promises to lead the team to a safe way out of the city. Lily advises her partner to leave before Zeus catches up with them. Dieter, along with his teammates, navigates the labyrinth-like vault, encountering regular zombies and using them as bait to bypass hidden traps. Eventually, they successfully reach the vault. Meanwhile, news reports announce the impending nuclear strike on Vegas, leaving the team with less than an hour to complete their mission. Dieter reveals that the vault mechanism is too complex, and he will need half an hour to crack it. Meanwhile, Zeus discovers the torn body of his beloved. Opening her abdomen, he retrieves their unborn zombie baby. In a fit of rage, he orders his alpha army to invade the casino and eliminate the uninvited guests. Dieter successfully cracks the vault. The triumphant team fills their bags with money, unaware of the danger awaiting them. Maria decides to confess to Scott that she joined the group not for the money but in the hope of being close to him again, as they were once intimate. However, their romantic moment is abruptly interrupted when Scott discovers that his daughter is missing. Kate decides to go in search of Gita and finds herself amidst the zombie horde. The enraged zombies infiltrate the casino and decapitate Maria. Lily and Guzman come to Scott's aid, and they attempt to escape together. During their escape, Martin lures them into a trap and mockingly reveals the true objective of the mission. It turns out that Tanaka doesn't care about the money, and the true value for him lies in power. In collaboration with the government, he devised a plan to create an unbeatable army that can only be controlled with the head of the Alpha Bride. His plan is to get rid of the pilot and leave Vegas alone in the helicopter. The zombie leader reaches the vault and engages in a battle with the remaining members of the group. Vanderhoof arrogantly attempts to fight Zeus but is easily overpowered, sustaining serious injuries. Dieter decides to sacrifice himself and save his partner by closing him inside the vault. Martin goes outside and checks the contents of his backpack. However, instead of finding the bride's head, he discovers that someone has replaced the artifact with a money counter. Valentine, the tiger, appears behind the villain and tears him apart. Scott, Lily, and Guzman manage to escape the trap and make their way to the casino's vestibule. There, they are attacked by the army of zombies, and the sniper gets bitten. Realizing that this may be the only way to save his comrades, he sacrifices himself by detonating grenades, destroying the money in his backpack. Seizing the moment, Lily and Scott make it to the rooftop, but Zeus catches up with them. Lily distracts the Alpha with the head of the bride, which she stealthily stole from Martin. Scott and Peters escape on the helicopter, while Zeus pierces Lily's chest with a spear. However, she manages to throw the bride's head off the rooftop before the zombie can bite her. Scott asks Peters to take him to Olympus so he can rescue Kate. The brave girl finds Gita in the casino, but they are attacked by the infected Cummings. Kate manages to destroy him with a shot to the head, but now Zeus and his army are on their trail. The girls are cornered, but Scott comes to their aid just in time and repels the zombies with explosives. The trio of survivors climbs onto the rooftops in search of the helicopter, but it turns out it's not there. Scott suspects that Peters has betrayed them, but she still decides to return for them. In the end, they get into the helicopter, but Zeus manages to catch up with them and jumps inside. A brutal fight ensues between Scott and the Alpha leader, during which Scott accidentally shoots Peters. The helicopter starts to plummet. At the last moment, the pilot manages to stabilize its course, avoiding a catastrophe. Zeus viciously bites Scott's neck. Meanwhile, the government drops a nuclear bomb on Vegas, and the light from the explosion blinds the Alpha, temporarily disorienting him. Scott seizes this opportunity and quickly disposes of Zeus with a shot. Shortly after, a powerful shockwave causes the helicopter to crash, claiming the lives of Gita and Peters. Kate finds herself among the wreckage, where she discovers her father, who is passing away. He sincerely apologizes to his daughter and hands her a portion of the money so she can start a new life and save Gita's children. After that, Scott turns into a zombie, and Kate is forced to shoot her father in the head. On the horizon, a rescue plane appears, and the girl cannot hold back her tears of despair. Meanwhile, in the ruined Vegas, thanks to the vault, Vanderos manages to survive the nuclear explosion. Taking the stolen money with him, he leaves his shelter and heads to Utah, where he rents a private plane to Mexico. During the flight, he starts experiencing problems, severe dizziness and a drop in body temperature. Sensing something is wrong, he heads to the bathroom, where he notices bite marks left by Zeus. Vanderos bursts into hysterical laughter as he realizes that he is turning into a zombie. Do you believe in the existence of an invincible army of supernatural beings? Share your speculations in the comments section of the video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.